Duckeggs episode 2.
Yes, we've had Cam's phone on Do Not Disturb, we've had Cam's phone low on battery, we've had Cam's knee in the shot which looked like something else, we've had us forgetting who England were playing, and now we're here. So this is attempt 5, talk about a natural free-flowing podcast.
You know what, in that last attempt, I was on a good roll talking about Fury and Usyk.
Oh yeah.
And then just stop it.
With that in mind, first episode went quite well.
Yeah.
Cam's got little stats to read out, which I didn't believe at first until he showed us. Which
Watched
is
by over 1,000 people on all platforms. So that's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. That's it, I think.
Instagram Reels as well.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of them out. All started with my little prediction, by the way. Fury Usyk. I'll give myself a pat on the back for that one.
Which also, I will go back into that by saying he almost did get knocked out in the 9th round, but which would have meant my prediction was right. No,
you said
if it goes, yeah, so I would have meant my prediction was right, because I said if it goes 12 rounds it would be Fury. But if Usyk was,
you go to a betting shop and say if it goes 12 rounds it's Fury, but he knocks him out in round 9.
No, but if I said Usyk wins if it doesn't go 12 rounds.
So you've got 12 rounds to win your bet, and I've got 1 round. I said it goes a distance and Usyk wins.
All I'm saying is,
listen, I'm just saying, mate. I accept defeat. You've
won
the Super 6. I'll give him he's won the Super 6. I battered us on the Super 6.
Battered you in the Super 6.
But
won the work one as well.
Nobody cares, mate. Nobody likes somebody who gloats all the time.
But I did get beat in one league.
Oh God. Yeah. So talking about the boxing, obviously big match at the weekend. Just gone. Obviously Usyk wins by decision.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts? What Fury?
People said Fury won the first 3-4 rounds. I didn't say it that way. I thought Usyk won the first 3 or 4 rounds, and then Fury started to come in 5, 6, 7. But obviously the people who are saying that Usyk won the first 2 rounds are the people that's involved in boxing more. I mean, closer than we are. Like we're just like the average fan.
Hold on a minute. Can we just? I'm not an average fan. I'm actually undefeated. 1 little boxing fight and a virtual boxing fight on a VR headset, which actually battered the guy.
With your straight arms.
Oh, by the way, I was standing in one of our mates' sitting room, just giving it 1, 2, slip, slide, uppercuts, everything like that, until I hit the wall. Didn't hurt me knuckle a little bit, but just getting back to it. I do agree with what you said. I think from an outsider's point of view, from a fan's point of view, we definitely thought Usyk won the first couple of rounds because he's electric. He was on the front foot. He was taking the fight to Fury, which as a fan, that's what you want to see. Obviously, we don't really look at technicalities and stuff like that. I don't really know how the judges score it.
All the fans going to see when the first 10-20 seconds of both rounds, like the first few rounds, is Usyk comes out and hits Fury straight to the body. Fury goes back into his corner, so he's already on the back foot, on the defensive, and doing whatever he was doing in the corner with the showboat in the first round.
And what was his face, by the way? Did you see his face? It was
the still image of his face.
Oh yeah. Horrible. Have you seen the one side by side? So he's obviously pulling my face, and then the other one after Usyk knocks him and he's back. But I suppose that's what you get. It's not. Well, I'm guessing in his head he must have thought he was going to walk this fight.
Well, I think he said in the post-fight press conference he thought he was walking it. He thought he was boxing really well. He thought he was landing. Which, to be fair, he was landing really well on Usyk. Yeah. But I just think Usyk's aggression was making people think that he was maybe ahead, a lot more comfortable than the scorecard, I think, at the end reflected.
Yeah. I definitely don't think it was as close as Fury was making that. It's definitely not the closest fight I've seen. I think the closest, in fact, I think the biggest fix of a fight I've ever seen was what's his face last year? He's on TalkSport sometimes. He'll come back to us.
Josh Taylor.
Yes.
Catterall.
Yes. Yeah.
That happened. That rematch.
Rematch. I was just about to say. We'll touch on that. They were talking on TalkSport.
That's this weekend.
End of May. Next weekend.
25th of May.
Oh yeah, that's this week. Hey, that's this weekend.
Yeah.
Well, watch that.
And then the weekend after, the 1st of May.
Do you want to watch it?
Can do.
Sorry, we're going to organise Saturday because I'm obviously going out and watch.
I don't know, but I'm going to work on Sunday.
Works alright. This will be our full-time job one day.
We're hoping.
1,000 views.
1,000 views the first week.
Bosh. But yeah, I think it sets up a rematch nicely. But you seem to think Fury isn't going to take that rematch. We were just chatting on the way in.
Based off what he said after when he was asked about the rematch, he said, we've just had the fight. He said, I'm not thinking about that. And I think he's just more interested now. He's had 2 shaky performances in Ngannou and Usyk. Although Usyk was a miles better. It was a much better performance in the Usyk fight compared to the Ngannou fight. You could tell he just didn't. He thought he was going to steamroll Ngannou, and then I think that sort of sets up now AJ versus Fury at Wembley Stadium, because
to be the title contender like WWE.
I was talking to someone the other day, and I was talking about this, who's going to be like the next person for Usyk, and it's Joseph Parker.
No, is it not? No, somebody won on the undercard to be the #1 contender.
I thought Joseph Parker beat Zhang, and Zhang had the belt. He had
no,
like an IBO
I'm sure
belt.
there was somebody on that fight card, the fight before, who was going to be the #1 contender, or it might have been a different weight actually.
I'm sure. Joseph Parker beat Zhang, and I think Parker's going to fight Hergovich, I would assume, and then the winner of that will fight Usyk next year at some point, I'm guessing, because I don't think Usyk will fight again this year.
What is the next big fight? Is it Jake Paul? Oh, well, obviously the one on Saturday, but then
that, and then you got the 5v5 on the 1st of June.
Yeah.
That's got Wilder versus what's his name? Big Bang Zhang.
Yeah.
That would be a good one. And then the next one after that is probably Jake Paul. Mike Tyson, which is embarrassing to say.
That's madness. Just jumping back to Fury though, the heart that bloke shows to get up. I was speaking about this in work the other day. Today.
I don't think he'll ever get knocked out.
The bloke got knocked out cold and got up. He was out cold for 8 seconds against Wilder, up cold, and there's sheer determination for him not to go down and not to. If he went down, he was gone.
The fact is,
I think he was gone on his feet anyway.
The fact is, I think when he got that first punch and he fell back against the ropes, I think he should have dropped then, because the amount, because he wouldn't have taken that much damage. He could have recovered a bit. But if you look at the replay, he actually slips one of Usyk's punches. So Usyk, when he bounced from the first punch onto the back ropes next to Usyk's corner before he gets knocked down, he's up against the ropes, and when Usyk throws a punch, he turns his head the other way and slips the punch.
Right.
So he must have still been there at some point, but I just don't think his legs were there. But I don't think you could ever knock him out. I think he shows too much heart, and it's unbelievable. Most people would just be out.
From where he is from as well, you've got to respect his journey. So I think him, and as much as I don't like AJ, obviously AJ's got a bit of a journey as well from where he started, where he is now. Obviously he's on the way up again. But yeah, speaking of journeys and stuff like that, still in sport, England announced the squad. Yeah, start the journey today, announced the squad. I decided to go on a hike the other day, so we didn't get the 22-man prediction in. Butland wasn't in, so I don't even want to know.
You mentioned that in the last one,
I know I mentioned it, and I'll mention it in the next one as well, because it's an absolute fix, because he's definitely not the 5th best keeper in England. He's definitely the 2nd to 3rd.
To be fair, James Trafford has got announced in the England training team. He's been dropped by Burnley, and if you can't get in Burnley's squad, how are you getting in the England squad?
Just say mate, Butland in there. But no, me and Cam have done a little start 11. So do you want? We'll quickly read them out. We'll not spend ages on it.
Do you want to go position by position?
Yeah. So obviously in goal I've got Butland. In goal I've got Pickford. I think that's pretty much nailed on.
I've got Pickford as well.
I've went for a back 4.
Same.
I've went Trent right back.
See, I've went Kyle Walker right back.
Right.
But I think Trent's being named in the midfielders.
Well, I think Trent right back.
Right.
I also think Branthwaite. I think it's a great time for him to get some experience, because looking at the centre-halves we've had over the last however many years, I don't think Stones and Maguire have held down the fort pretty well, but I think he needs that. This Euro is for a bit of experience in time for the World Cup. So I've went Branthwaite and Stones as my 2 centre-halves.
I've went Stones and Maguire. Basically, I think Southgate's quite loyal, and I think Maguire always plays really well for England, especially in the big games. And I think John Stones offers that ball playing side to probably where England want to play and move the ball through the thirds. So I've went Stones and Maguire is my centre backs, and then left back, Luke Shaw is in the team. We don't know how fit he is. Obviously, with him being injured for like most of the second half of the season, so I've went Kieran Trippier as my left back.
See, I've went Walker. Just the fact that I would actually play Walker centre half and put Shaw on the left in an ideal world. So in an ideal world, I'd have Walker and Stones as my two centre halves. Even though I've just hyped halfway up. And then in front of them, I've got Disco Declan Rice is that holding midfielder.
I think I've gone the same. I think Declan Rice has probably been one of, if not up there with Rodri, who's one of the best CDMs in the league. I think signing of the season in the Premier League this season, he's been unbelievable. I think he's made a definite step up since he's went to Arsenal.
I've in front of him, so I've got Rice as a holder, two in front. I've went Bellingham and Mainu for the young man from United.
Yeah.
I have got Foden there, but I feel that Foden possibly. I can't decide with my front four, so I'll just quickly read out my front three. So I've got, at the minute, I've got Foden, Kane, and Palmer. But I also think Foden could drop in where Mainu is, and Mainu could swap out for Saka.
Yeah.
But I think you've got to have Cole Palmer in there. I think he's been unbelievable. I think you've got to go on form, and I think he, for me, has been a signing of the season. To be honest.
Yeah, he's young player of the season, isn't he?
I definitely think he's signing this. Was it the signing this season, didn't it?
Yeah.
I definitely think Palmer signing this season.
So my midfield too, so I went for the 4-3-3, like with the CDM and two midfielders. I went Trent and Bellingham is my midfield, because I know Southgate likes to play Trent as a midfielder, and I think he's been announced as a midfielder, so I went for him. And then I've went, on my piece of paper in front of us, I have got Foden on the right, Anthony Gordon on the left, and Harry Kane up front, but I think I'm going to put, same as Jack, and put Palmer on that left. Whether or not he'll play there, because I know. Well, I think Palmer might drop into like a number 10 sort of role, but and obviously, as we know, Gareth Southgate won't play Foden in his natural number 10 position where he plays best.
No, so I mean.
Also, I don't know how fit Harry Kane is. I don't feel if he's fit enough to.
So that's the next question I've got for you. If Kane isn't fit, are you sticking Tony up there, or are you sticking Watkins up there?
I think it's got to be Watkins of pure form. But I think Tony's a very. If you want a similar sort of game to Harry Kane, then Tony might fit that mould a little bit.
So can I just not Mateta from Palace like
Jack texts me and goes, "Why is Mateta from Palace not being put in?" I went, "Jack, he's French."
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why. I thought that. I think I heard an interview and I think they were talking about Eze, and they went, "If he's not in the England squad," and I just thought Mateta, thinking I must have. But yeah, I think first game against
Serbia.
Nice, so we don't need to end the stream. Serbia.
It's not a stream, mate.
Whatever. Could be, but it's not.
Maybe. Euros,
yeah. But yeah, obviously, not going to spend too much time on the whole England football thing, because I could literally sit here for however long and say why is Butland not in there. Argument.
I think.
In fact, actually, I'm not even going to say what I was going to say. I'm just going to take the opinion of myself.
Since you mentioned Butland, we'll talk about players that have missed out fairly unfairly. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Fairly unfairly. I think you've got to have John Henderson there, mate. I think you've got to have a bit of an experience in there.
I agree.
Dressing room experience.
I think Jordan Henderson has to be there. I don't think Maddison. I think it's pointless Maddison going because Southgate never plays him.
No, Grealish I don't think deserves to be called up.
No, to be honest, I think he's on a lot of bench.
I think he'll drop out the squad. I think Jones will drop out. Gallagher will drop out.
Quansah, I don't see the point in him being there.
Now I think, just glanced over your bit of paper there, I actually think he takes Solanke as well, because I think he's been unbelievable this season.
The players I've got is like notable players missing. I've got Rashford, Levi Colwill, Jadon Sancho's in the Champions League final. He hasn't made it in the team.
It's madness. Say he goes and bags a hat-trick there, which... When is that?
1st of June.
1st of June.
Tyreek Mitchell, we're taking a left back who's barely played in the second half of the season. We're leaving a left back at Crystal Palace who are in the form of their life at home.
Best highest finish in the league, isn't it?
Yeah.
Palace.
Dominic Solanke, as mentioned, I think it's his best ever season in the Premier League at least. Henderson was mentioned for experience-wise. I think Nick Pope, I don't understand why Ramsdale's going when he's played a handful of games this season. Nick Pope, I think, is much better. I think he's got. I think the injuries hampered him. Obviously, made him not playing.
I'm not going to say it again. Butland over both of them. How can you not take him?
And then
shout out to, and I'm going to name drop him, Barber, Trim, Crosser. Shout out to Crosser, by the way, and Ryan. I bet them £100 that Butland would be in the squad.
Oh, so you've got to pay them £100?
So I've got to pay them £100
each.
I was in London the day before the squad got announced, and it was on Sky Sports saying, but it was on Sky and it was on all the Rangers pages saying Butland's going to get called up. So I texted them both the same message. I went, lads, I'll give you the chance to drop out. I'm not bothered about money. I just want you to say fair play, and they didn't drop out. And obviously now
this came back to bite you.
Now who's that absolute duckegg?
Right, there's one player who I think, based off his season, he was injured at the start of the season. Second half of the season, he's played 19 games this season and got 16 goal contributions, and he's not in the England team. Michael Elise,
yeah.
He's played for the French under 21s. I'm not too sure if he's actually said he will play for France.
So is he French as well?
No, he was born in England.
She said he plays for France under 21s.
He's played for the French under 21s. So he's born in England. I think he's able to represent England, Nigeria, or France.
Sure, I was born in Carlisle. I was made in the Royal Navy.
Aye. So, but France haven't called him up to their squad. So I don't understand why Southgate hasn't called him up. With how good he's been, especially in the last 3 or 4 months.
Mustn't be eligible.
Unreal. Unless he said to them he doesn't want to play for them. I don't know, but I just think it's crazy how a player like that, how good of a half season he's had since he came back from injury, to not even be in the tournament.
If you agree, disagree with what me and Cam said, obviously I love a good little contradictive team and stuff like that, but let us know in the comments. Or let us know.
Jack might give you £100.
No, that's I'm sure I'll work out a deal with them. But yeah, let us know what you think about that squad. Let us know predictions for the Euros. I don't think we'll win it. I'm not gonna lie. I think we've got everything, and I just don't believe. But ask us this after we beat Serbia 1-0 for a last-minute goal off John Stones' arse or something like that. It's coming home. I'll do the podcast with the glasses and the hat and the scarf and the flag.
The retro top on.
Oh, unbelievable. That retro top, that red top is coming out.
To be fair, no, Jackie's top will be off.
Oh yes, any excuse.
Swinging it around.
Any excuse. But no, yeah, let us know what you think. Obviously, say I'm right, say Cam's right. Let us know if we've missed anybody. I don't think we have, especially Cam being a statistician he is. But speaking about who's not getting involved, we did actually have a couple of questions off Instagram.
We did,
from the Rails.
I think Jack's got them down.
I've got a couple. So, a good question, which I thought was brilliant, was if you were in a movie about your life, who would you want the actor to be?
Ooh, Tom Holland. I don't think he's tall enough.
Oh, good looking enough.
Cheers, Jack, mate.
You're welcome, mate.
But Tom Holland or Zac Efron.
You bastard. Don't even. He's mine. Little man crush I've got on Zac Efron ever since I was a kid. Just thought he's class. He's just mint. But I actually think, what's he called?
I don't know.
I've got two. I've got Channing Tatum. I think.
Right.
I love him to be my actor, and
I would like Steve Carell to play me.
Jake Gyllenhaal, who's what's that? He's in Prisoners. What's that?
I don't know. know.
There's loads. He's in loads.
Ryan Reynolds, I think, will play me. I think.
Ryan Reynolds is in Deadpool.
Yeah.
Right.
So. Is it like the Wrexham owner?
Give it a rest. Right. Question 1. Question 2 was, sorry that I can't read my writing. Right, it's actually a little good one, this. What is the maddest out of body experience you've ever had? Or like where you've seen something and you've been like, what the fuck have I just seen? As in like, mine would be, I was driving to work a couple of weeks ago and I was driving from Carlisle and I shit you not, I seen a UFO. And like, mate, it was early, I was on the early shift, but I was driving into work through like Corbridge area, and there was just this light in the sky, and I just looked. Oh no, it was like dark, and I was looking, and I was like, "What the what's that?" And I kind of like looked away, and then looked again, and it shot off this green orb thing, and I promise you, like touch wood. I'm not lying. I swear to God, that was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life, and I promise you, I've seen it. I promise you.
I think I don't think I've really had like a crazy like out of body. I've had a few weird like dreams where stuff's happened and then it's actually happened in real life.
Like what?
Like bit deep.
Okay.
But
oh dear.
So when I was younger, my granddad passed away.
Right.
But the night before,
I've got such a nervous laugh.
I
got such a nervous laugh.
I get the same thing as well. So my granddad passed away when I was about 6 or 7 year old. And the night before he died, I had a dream that he died, and then the next day was when he passed away. But obviously at the time I didn't know he was going to pass away. So I think that's the only real thing I had.
Thanks, mate.
Just a way to bring it down a little bit. But that's sort of, I've never really had like a I've seen a UFO in the sky when it's probably just the sun.
It wasn't the sun, mate. I know what the sun looks like. Okay, and good little question here was a bit of a football related question. Would you rather have David Beckham's legacy or Jude Bellingham's future? I mean, you think of England, like you think of Becks.
Don't play football.
No.
You just have
football, everything. So, would you rather be known as being David Beckham, knowing everything he's had, or would you rather be known at the minute of Bellingham for everything that he could have? Does that make sense?
I think I'd rather be Beckham.
Really?
Yeah. Because then I know I'm minted.
I mean, I think Bellingham will be doing alright, mate. He's playing.
Yeah, but he still has to work hard for it.
I know, but I just think
David Beckham just turns up and makes money.
I know, but I think Beckham had a brilliant career, but I actually think Bellingham could be the best in the world.
Ooh.
I think he could be. Well, he's definitely going to win the Ballon d'Or at some point.
Some point in his career he will.
Beckham never won a Ballon d'Or, so therefore
both technically on the same career path, really.
Yeah, I suppose.
Both playing for Real Madrid. Both.
I suppose if the big thing would be if Bellingham won a trophy for England. I think that would be.
Yeah, I think so. Do you think Bellingham? We'll transfer this into another question. We'll come back to the Instagram question soon. In say 5 years' time, Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar,
dead. Gone,
retired, nothing to do with football anymore. They're just living their life, having a good time. Top 3 players in the world. Who do you think will be?
Bellingham, Mbappe, Haaland.
I don't think Haaland's up there.
Bellingham, Mbappe, and that Brazilian kid. Who scored against England.
You going to Real Madrid?
Yeah.
Endrick, yeah.
He's 5 year, did you see?
Yeah, in 5 years time. He'll be 20, I think he's 16 or 17, so he'll be 21, 22 then. I think Phil Foden's got to be in there.
Yeah, you know what? I
think Phil Foden, playing under Guardiola, how well he's playing, he's going to be up there. Haaland does what he's meant to do very well, but the other aspects of his game can't pass the ball.
I think Ross McCausland's got to be in there.
Who?
Not see his goal at the weekend, by the way.
Who?
Big 3-3 draw against Hearts.
Oh, I had it on.
Chopped in, inside, bosh, inside the post.
Bosh.
Bring them on next weekend, well, this weekend.
So Bellingham, Foden, and then I think Vinicius Junior's got to be up there. Vinicius Junior has been unbelievable the last season, and I think he's just going to carry it on.
Well, that's game. Let us know what you think about that one.
But going back to the original question, Beckham.
Bellingham. Well, let us know. Beckham, Bellingham. We'll stick a little poll out. Beckham, Bellingham.
Yeah.
We'll face off. Final question. It's a little bit of a riddle. So, you know who you are. Thank you who sent it in.
I'm awful. My brain doesn't work that well.
Oh, it took me so long. I had to text and say what was the answer. What has 5 letters that become shorter when you add 2?
5 letters that become shorter when you add 2.
What has 5 letters but becomes shorter when you have 2?
There's people going to be screaming the answer here.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've heard this before, but I don't know where. And I keep knocking that telly. I might even the last episode.
No.
What becomes shorter?
What becomes shorter when you add 2 letters?
Short.
Nice!
Yes!
We're going for one. So yeah, thank you very much for your Instagram questions. There was a few more. Oh, there was. I was going to say there was a few more, but
I'm going to ask this one.
They were a little bit rude, so we can't really. Well, we can. I suppose we can. Just not name dropping people. There was a question that said, "How did Jack get his arms so big?"
Definitely.
Sent in by me. PT. Links in the bio.
I didn't actually put that link in the bio.
You're joking. So if I'm pointing here, nothing's going to be there.
Nah.
Right, thanks.
I just put your normal one in. I don't put your fitness one in. Do you want us to put your fitness?
Yes, put my fitness one in.
Got
to promote it. You know what I mean?
I'll change it. What came first, the duck or the egg?
Actually, that was a question, and well, it's going to have to be the egg. I'm guessing. That's got to be the egg. How did the duck walk? How did the duck hatch?
I think scientifically.
Oh God. Oh, so bored. Scientifically.
There's 7 viewers.
7 viewers gone. Aye. Yes. So, yeah, that's a couple of little questions there.
I've got a question for you since you riddled me.
Riddled you?
Yeah.
Oh. Don't threaten me with a good time.
So I've got a few players.
I'm a little nervous here.
I've got a few players.
Andy Carroll.
No. I've got a few managers that have signed the players more than 3 or more times. And can you name them, please?
David Moyes signed Fellaini.
Only twice. Right, so I'll give you the manager.
Right.
But you've got to name me the player.
Right.
So you've got Carlo Ancelotti. Signed the player 3 times. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich and Everton. Signed for Real Madrid. No, it's not Alexander Iwobi. Signed for Real Madrid off the back of the 2014 World Cup. Goal of the tournament.
James Rodriguez.
James Rodriguez, there's one.
Bosh.
Jose Mourinho.
Fellaini.
When did he sign Fellaini?
Did he not play for United?
He didn't sign it. Yes, Nemanja Matic. Rafa Benitez. This one's a bit of a tough one.
So Benitez is manager of Liverpool, Newcastle and Everton.
He's also one other team, China. And I think he's currently manager of
Shelby.
Villarreal. No. Villarreal is some Spanish team.
Will he be a well-known player?
Yeah. He's well. Yeah. Sound like a Fiona Harvey.
Oh. Have you watched?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched all of it.
Mate.
Crazy. We'll talk about that later.
I'm just trying to get off the question because I haven't got a clue.
I'll give you a clue. So this player, Benitez signed him for Newcastle first, Dal Pro in China, and then Everton. Newcastle on loan. I think he did really well at Newcastle. I think that was his best spell in the Premier League. He also played for West Brom.
But Benitez did he sign for Newcastle in the Championship?
Premier League. He was on loan. He was on loan at Newcastle in the Premier League. The first season or second season they came back up. I think first season.
We went down, didn't we?
Yes.
Position?
Striker. Venezuelan.
Rondon. Did you know Rondon, is he the only player to score a hat-trick with headers in the Premier League?
Probably.
Or has he scored the most headers in the Premier League or something like that?
Peter Crouch has scored the most headers in the Premier League.
I think he must have scored a hat-trick of headers. Someone won Rondon, because I actually got asked that question.
The last one, Harry Redknapp has signed this player 4 times.
Ben Water said a Cotton, Jermaine Defoe, Peter Crouch.
No. No, 3 times, sorry, there's another player, but you won't. I'm not going to give you that one because it's far
Nico
too hard. Nico Cranshaw. Neil Warnock has signed this player 5.
Mate, you said there was 3?
5, I'll just keep thinking this one. 5 or 6 times, he's a goalkeeper. He played for Sheffield United, Rotherham, Leeds, Bury, Queen's Park Rangers.
John Ruddy.
No.
I don't know.
Paddy Kenny.
Oh, as if that's a household, to be fair. It is a
Everyone
household.
knows Paddy Kenny.
I just remember Paddy Kelly when Sessignon ran through, duped him with the shot, knocked it in. West Brom scored 2, 3-2, someone against Rangers.
Yeah. QPR.
Ball knowledge, mate. Ball knowledge.
QPR.
Yeah. 3-2 Rangers, QPR, Queen's Park Rangers.
When you
When
you mention Rangers, it's going to be like.
I always mention, yeah, Glasgow Rangers.
So you QPR, not just Rangers.
London Rangers.
London Rangers.
Obviously we touched on it last week. How's the regime going, the fitness regime? I trained a bit of back today. Oh my god. Popping. Popping is in hurting.
Well, I went and played 5-a-side last night. That's me. That's what I do on a Monday. I don't go to the gym on a Monday.
No. And what happened last night, Cam?
Got a little bit of a injury.
Just an injury.
Just an injury. Just a bit of swelling on my shin. From basically, I'm getting old. And there was a 17-year-old kid, one of our mates' brother's team.
Oh, he's a kid as well.
He's about 18. How old is he?
I don't know, Leo.
Damn. About 18, isn't he?
Yeah. I think so.
He's about an 18-year-old kid. Fast. And he just got the ball ahead of us, but when he stepped in, I went to tackle him, and my shin just hit him.
Who you did it to?
No. One of his mates. And our shins just connected like that, and my shin just swelled up straight away. I could barely put pressure on it. I've been down to urgent care. It's not broken.
Praise the Lord.
Just got a lot of
Praise the Lord.
Just got a lot of swelling. So I've been told to take a week off.
Not a week off the gym though. You can still go and train your body.
I can, so I might go to the gym tomorrow.
And
I'll take today off.
tomorrow is shoulders.
Correct.
And
I thought no, Thursday. Tomorrow is trials.
Oh no, tomorrow is legs.
Oh,
Wednesday leg day.
well, I'm not doing that.
Honestly, you should have seen the pump I got in my biceps the other day when I went to train legs. It was unbelievable.
How does that work?
Because I went in to train legs,
Yeah, you got bored.
done a squat and thought, just gonna run over the dumbbells real quick. And decided not to return. So just trained arms.
Fair enough.
But how's diet and everything going?
Diet's going well, sticking to it.
Down?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I haven't weighed myself this week.
Right.
But I feel like some of my clothes I feel a little bit baggier on it. So.
Obviously a bit of a serious time. We do have a serious time. Serious time with Jak and Cam.
I'm not that skilled.
No, speaking about clothes and stuff like that, and about weighing yourself and stuff like that, it's a massive topic that I've found in myself, people who I talk to, working in the gym environment. I hear a lot is this whole aura about how a man, woman, or should look. We're all exposed to it. The whole Instagram, the whole TikTok, Instagram Reels, everything like that. Every fitness video, anybody who's in the limelight seems to be this ideal shape, size. It's a killer. It's a killer. I'm chasing it. I chase it. A lot of people I talk to chase it. Sometimes the hardest thing is to take a step back and look at where you are. Little bit I struggle with it a hell of a lot. I have all my life. Body dysmorphia is what I'm talking about. I'm not beating around the bush. It's awful. It's probably the worst thing there can be in terms of wanting to look like somebody else and not being happy in your own body. In the last 2 months, about 2 months ago, I was 108 kilograms, which for me, that was fine. I was healthy, I was strong, and now I'm weighing 85 kilograms. That's like 23 kilograms. That's nearly 3 and a bit stone. Just because I've been chasing this ideology of how you should look. I mean, you look at any fitness video where it's like, okay, we're going to train, this is the best arm pump workout ever, and you've got a bloke pumping the weights, but actually his top's off, he's absolutely ripped.
The size of Arnold Schwarzenegger or something.
Yeah, he's ripped, and you're looking and you're just like, why can't I look like that? And it's not fair.
I think in terms of like, you know, people say this, but then you've also got to look at it like we talked to earlier. Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Well, he was champion of the world, best heavyweight to ever walk until Usyk came along, and look at him. He's not the ideal athlete's body and everything. Yeah, he's fit and everything, but he's still got a bit on him. And
that's why I like him, and that's why I was touched on earlier about his courage and mental courage, because I think he just doesn't seem to care. He probably does, or probably has.
Yeah.
I mean, evidently was. He went massive.
He went down a hole.
He went down a hole. We all go down them holes. It's about how you're getting yourself up from them. It's just, for me, I'm only now starting to train for the right reasons.
Yeah.
I'm training mentally. I've got a lot of stuff going on. I've got a big appointment coming up. Bit of a make or break for us. Not really, but it could be, for what could be. And to keep in mind, I'm training a hell of a lot. I'm probably in the best shape I've been in a hell of a while, fitness wise.
Yeah. Mentally,
I'm nowhere near. I'm not as strong minded, it's not as strong physically as I was.
Nervous laugh.
It's got that nervous laugh. See, 1-1. But it's just what you said there, we're trying on clothes and stuff like that. I've just ordered a top, right, for this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I've ordered a Rangers top. #plug on Vinted.
Sure.
I've ordered it in a small.
Mm?
It was the only size they have, and I did like the top, but mate, I went from large. This is a medium. My work top's a medium, but I'm fitting into smalls.
Well, it's like for me, a couple of years ago, especially over like lockdown period, I ballooned up. I was quite big, and I was in like double and triple XLs, and now I'm just like, some tops I'm a large, some tops I'm extra large. But like before I went away and did like the 3 months in America, I think that sort of helped us, because obviously we weren't eating like loads, and I think that's sort of a thing with me. Like, I'm an overeater.
Yeah. You're comforted.
If I get the option to fill my plate up, I'm gonna fill my plate up.
Yeah.
So like when I went to America, and our portions were like quite small, and probably what they should be. It was in terms of that and the amount of walking I was doing and the water I was drinking, and I came down. I lost about 3.5 stone.
Yeah, I remember.
I was up at like 19 stone. And I came back at about 15.5.
Nice little dance move, that one.
And then I came back, and I think that's probably the most confident I've ever been when I came back from America.
I think as well, obviously, especially what I do is when I'm struggling, I don't eat. But then when I'm feeling a bit better about myself, I go straight back into a hole because I end up overeating. He's
standing at his front door going, "Where's my pizza? I ordered it an hour and a half ago."
Honestly, a couple of weeks ago on clubs, as we'll mention it again, sitting there all night waiting for my pizza. It was ridiculous. But the thing is, I'm now getting out of this little hole I was in, and if obviously probably you'll be watching us through a screen, listening to us through your phone, through the car, wherever you are. If you do need a hand just to chat, we're always available. I mean, I still chat to Cam about what's going on. I chat to other people. Sometimes you just need that different person who doesn't know you, just chat to them. That's why I love my job. I speak to people. I try and help people get over them barriers. To see what people's achieved over the time is amazing. But I know what it's like in yourself when, even if you have achieved, you still look back and you're still chasing this ideal body, and just, you probably never get there.
No.
I'll probably never get to where I'll never be a happy, content with how I am, and that's just society, that's how it is, and that's a big word for me, could not spell it. But I just thought we'd touch on that body dysmorphia, because I think it's a massive, massive subject. I had a bit of a chat with one of the lads I work with today while we were training, and we had a chat about food, drinking and stuff like that. At the end of the day, if you want to be this bodybuilder, this compete and everything like that, that's fine. Then you have got to watch every little thing you eat and scrutinise everything you eat, how you train. But if you just want to be happy and just want to live your life, it's fine to have that chocolate bar, it's fine to have that takeaway, go and have them pints on a weekend. Anybody who tells you to stop all that and lose weight is moron, because you need to live your life. Now I see all these clubs, these come with us and we'll get you in the best shape of your life and everything like that, which is fine. Over these 2 months, 3 months, you will get in this unbelievable shape.
But you'll have to.
You cut out.
You'll have to sacrifice your life. Pretty much. You
sacrifice your life. It's not sustainable.
I mean, I know.
And if that's what you want, but if that's what you want, for example, you're going on holiday, you're going to a wedding, you're doing this, you're doing that, that's fine if you want that for a short space of time. But it's a process. It's ridiculously hard.
I know a couple of lads that's done them like 60 to 90 day course, like gym sessions and courses where they come out at the end of it and they've got like 8 packs and they're absolutely ripped. But if you go and see them 3 or 4 months later,
sometimes weeks, mate. You imagine completely starving your body with everything, and then out of nowhere, going on holiday and binge eating all inclusive, you come back twice the size. That's how they get you.
A prime example of it, I'm going to go for another one. Paddy Pimblett.
Yeah.
In the UFC, he drains his body because he has to be in a certain condition, it has to be in a certain weight class, and he has to look a certain way to fight. 3 weeks after his fight, he's happy. I think he said it after in his press conferences after he's fought. He sat there eating a burger or a kebab or something like that. He's not bothered. He said, "No, I'm happy when I eat. I'm happy at this size. Yeah. It's just to get paid, I have to go down to that."
It's trying to get that happiness though. It's hard. At the end of the day, that's all what we're chasing, especially in men. I think it's really hard. Obviously, I get there's a massive how women want to look and everything like that, but I also think it's massive in men, and I don't think it gets talked about enough. I'm not going to harp on about it loads, but just know our DMs, we're always open, chat and stuff like that. Just jumping back to something that Cam said, prediction time, Cam. UFC 302 is this weekend?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
We have got Poirier. Who's Poirier fighting?
Makachev.
Poirier is fighting Makachev, Makachev, obviously, Khabib's a little prodigy, trains with Khabib, trains the same style, grappler, submission artist. Poirier, one of my favourites.
I think Poirier is going to get beat.
Right, Makachev champion.
The champion, 13 fight win streak. I can't see him getting beat.
I love Poirier. I think he does unbelievable, switching it up, ground, knocking out. I would love to see him win. But just the mentality on him. The Russian?
I'm not too sure.
Just a mentality on like Khabib and every single one of his kind of crew is just it's immaculate. It's from day one, wrestling bears and stuff like that.
Wrestling bears.
But I'm gonna go Poirier via knockout. Clip it. That comes in, by the way.
We're getting more views.
I'm
going to go Makachev, 3rd round submission.
Right.
Clip it.
Next 2 people I've got to win on that card's Costa. I think he's got to bounce back.
Strickland.
Yes, I think Costa's got to get back up to where he was. He's got.
I think it'd be quite a close fight. I think Strickland's got to have that bite. He defended his title once and lost it. I think he wants that bite to get back. He wants to win that title again because no one thought he was going to win the title and then he sort of pulled off a little bit of an upset, and then he's went and lost it straight away. I think he needs to go and prove himself.
So I think Costa needs to get back to where he was when he was it was about around lockdown time. I think he's on that path back up. Speaking of people on the path back up, Kevin Holland got a bounce back.
I think Kevin Holland versus Michael Venom Page in his last fight.
Honestly, I love Michael Venom Page. I was watching Michael Venom Page in Bellator when he likes Aaron Chalmers and that was in. By the way, he's went a bit quiet. I thought he was doing really well.
He boxed the other day. He boxed against someone's brother. Do you know? Have you ever watched any of the Misfits stuff and stuff like that? They've got a lad in there who fought Tommy Fury, Anthony Taylor or something, I think his name is.
Right.
He fought his younger brother, and I think he got beat.
But they're doing a whole Geordie Shore reboot and stuff like that. I actually really like him. I've never watched the Geordie Shore stuff and stuff like that. I actually really like him. I like how he conducted himself, Bellator and things like that. Sorry, just knocking back that. Holland.
I think Holland. I think he's just he's an entertaining fighter to watch. And I think he'll bounce back. He'll do well.
Any other predictions you want to keep with your predictions this weekend?
This weekend,
Scottish Cup.
Well, I think we'll put them in the last one.
I'm just saying you keep them with them.
Yeah, but definitely, I'm hoping Man United win now because Newcastle got the Euro.
Go on, explain again. Just in case you missed the last episode or fell asleep like Cam was explaining, which probably a lot of you would have.
To be fair, the only reason this week is because Newcastle were singing a song, Europe Again, Ole Ole, and it'd be really funny if they got knocked out now.
Really funny. And you've put 2 Newcastle players in your starting 11 for England, so...
Don't think, I have.
Yes, you have. Trippier and goal.
Oh, Trippier. Forgot about Trippier.
He's the captain. So yeah, I mean, what we on? 46 minutes, Cam.
I know.
46 minutes. And this fella will be knackered. He's been walking for a fortnight.
He's still got another 9 hours to go.
Oh, he's on a 10-hour loop just walking. We also changed the colour as well.
I know.
But yeah, again, just like we did before, we'll throw up a couple of polls during the week. Get involved, get active. This will be our Friday morning.
Yeah,
Spotify will be out 1 o'clock in the morning, and
so I think last time we released it, the Spotify one actually went up by accident at 1 o'clock in the morning. But I think, to be fair, this week we'll just release them all at midnight.
Yeah,
it's just easier, so they're out. So you're not. So if you want to listen to it on your drive to work, however long you're going, it must be a long drive to work.
It'll be 47 minutes, to be fair, mate.
You can listen to it on your drive to work, or you're coming home and it'll be ready for you.
Just obviously still new, still getting sorted. We're hoping to try and get some of them little
clip
microphone things, because obviously I know I'm a bit of a mumbler jumbler. But yeah, again, as I said, polls will go up during the week. A couple of questions. We'll try and switch it up next week. Find a bit of a topic. Hopefully it'll be the same time we can get everything up next week.
They're still just trying to find our feet and what works for us and stuff. There is a few people who said they'll come on, so we might have a couple of guests soon. Hopefully before the Euros we'll have one on.
I'm working on a few extra ones as well, a couple of extra guests. So, we're going to try, obviously, for the Euros, we will try and not stream a match, but record reactions and stuff like that. But obviously we are just finding our feet and it's a process. So, thanks for watching. Episode 2 in the bag.